Hi, everybody. Welcome to Zebra Smarter Marketing Wild Results. And today we're going to talk about unlocking the black box of marketing and decoding marketing for the tech industry. But first, let me connect my Facebook. Uh, Here we go. Let's see. Go live. All right. So they've got a new thing. Facebook has decided to sort of remove third-party access to Facebook groups, which means that we can still go live in our Facebook groups, but they've made it more complicated. They've also made it so we can't, post natively or we can't post from a third-party social media posting tool into a Facebook group. So I was just setting up the Facebook group so that all my everybody who's in there can see the live too. All right, so let's talk about decoding marketing for technology businesses. IT, MSPs, could even be, oil and gas or people who have an industrial solution. But, what tends to happen is when we have a technical and more complicated solution, we know what it does and we know all the little intricate details about, the really cool stuff. And look, I made it do this, or, oh, hey, we can do that. But, you know, sometimes when we focus too much on our technical details, we can lose our clients. And if we focus too much on the technical stuff and not enough on the value and the reason that the client needs the service or needs the product, we can lose them. And so if that happens, unfortunately, we might end up sort of feeling like we're sort of shooting in the dark, like, oh, I'm telling them everything about this and it's not working. Um, but there are ways that we can get around that and we can overcome that. And I work a lot with technical people, who are either IT or cybersecurity or even oil and gas or renewable energy. And we all end up with these really amazing technical solutions, and we know how this stuff works and how it's built. But at the end of the day, your client doesn't really care how it works. Maybe to some extent they do, just to understand and believe that it's going to do what you say it's going to do. But at the end of the day, the thing that your client most cares about is the result and what they're going to get out of it, how it's going to affect their life, how it's going to bring them from point A to point B. And so, uh, you know, unfortunately, when we have a really complicated or technical solution, it can be hard to find marketing agencies that can help us be able to communicate that and be able to communicate the value. Because if you hire a person to help you communicate the value, but that person doesn't really understand what it is that you're doing and you're having difficulty communicating it to them, the communication can kind of break down there about what the value really is and what's important to communicate to your customers and prospective customers. So when we talk about industry specific marketing, we're talking about marketing that can help you communicate the value of technical solutions for your industry. And the complex nature of your technical products and services that may need a little bit more detailed explanation and demonstration maybe of how it works, because your customers care about what are the results I can expect? And do I really believe that I'm going to get those results? And so, how can you help them believe that the results you're promising are really what you're going to help them achieve? So, generic social media posts like, hey, we're the best. We're the best doesn't work because everybody says they're the best and there's nothing, you're not giving them anything to back it up. So, just saying you're the best doesn't cut it because nobody's going to believe you. Anyone can come in and say, oh, we've got the best pizza in town. But, until the customer comes in and tastes the pizza, or their friend says, oh yeah, I went to that pizza shop and it really was the best pizza in town. Like, now they're going to start to believe it. And the same with your services. People listen to their friends, people listen to other people, and people listen to the experiences of other people. So can you give them case studies, testimonials, and also targeted data driven articles, possibly on LinkedIn, or if they have signed up to your email list through email, on your blog. Give them maybe LinkedIn articles that explain the technical side, but in the framing of the value that it provides, so that they can understand, um, this is what the result is that you can expect. Here are the reasons to believe that this is what it's going to do, and here are actual testimonials and case studies of actual real customers who got outstanding results. So that is a great way, testimonials, case studies from real clients who have really gotten amazing results and who are ready to rave about it. Um, if you feel weird asking people, just think about this. If your customers have gotten amazing results, why wouldn't they want to tell people about it? And just ask. And what I've also seen work is, if you're afraid, oh, they're too busy, they're not going to have time to write something, write it for them. If oh, we did this and this for this customer and we achieved this result, write them a little testimonial, or you could even write it in a case study and then ask if they would be willing to attribute their name to it. If they say that they can't attribute their name to it for some reason, you can always give it a more generic name, like a major such and such company, or this type of company said this, or like this job title person at this at this type of company. You can make it more generic, but tell the story. Sometimes maybe that doesn't have quite as much impact as having a real name and a real company and a real job title. But the important part is that you want your prospective customers to be imagining what it's going to be like to work with you, and that they're really going to achieve the results that you're promising. So let's talk about some of the common pitfalls in tech marketing. So, when our overly technical content sort of fails to engage the broader audience, we end up, maybe we're producing content or we're talking in a way that sort of misses the mark. People aren't hearing us. And some of it comes down to customer education and underutilizing of customer testimonials or case studies. So, sometimes maybe it needs to be broken down into little snippets. So if you have a case study, is there a way that you could break it into little chunks for social media, like little pieces for LinkedIn? Like, we worked with this company. and did this one thing, instead of here's the entire history of everything we did with this company. So how can you break it down and focus on educating your customer? Because, if, I mean, I'll admit myself, I really don't know a lot about cars. And, I don't know. I wish I did. But if I go to the car, whatever, dealership, auto shop, and they tell me like all these 500 technical things are wrong with your car, like, I'm not going to probably understand what that means, unfortunately, because I really am not an expert in how an engine works. But if they can tell me, okay, this is wrong with your car, let me explain to you what that means and why it's important. And, it's going to make a lot more sense to me. And, sometimes when we're in a technical discipline, and, I have this experience in digital marketing. It's like, I do this stuff all the time. So I speak the language, I know what's going on. But I have to remember that my clients, they don't do this stuff every day. This is not their main thing. And the same for you. You do what you do every day in and day out. You've been probably doing it for years. And it's hard to remember back to what was it like not to know the stuff that I know now. And how can I explain it in a way that people are going to uh, grasp the results value of what I'm talking about, instead of all the little technical details that honestly may not make sense to a client and may not actually even be that important. At the end of the day, they need to understand, why do they need to do this thing? How is it going to help them? And what is the result going to be? So focusing on simplifying the message, focusing on benefits rather than features, and really playing up those customer success stories and testimonials to build relationships and build trust. So how can you tailor your strategy? Uh, Emphasizing the reliability of your services, security that you offer or help them to achieve, and the cost efficiency of your services. It's a lot easier to not have a problem in the first place than it is to have to solve the problem. The downtime associated with it. People buy 80% of the time or more based on um, problems or staying away from problems. In marketing, we call this away language. So away language is basically reminding them of the stuff they want to stay away from. Like, you want to stay away from downtime with your infrastructure. You want to stay away from security problems with your data. You want to stay away from expensive costs to fix something when it breaks, that may be even more expensive than if you just hired us to keep it from breaking in the first place. We call that away language. And towards language, we call anything that is helping them maximize something. So helping them, oh, we're going to help you streamline your systems. We're going to help you save time. We're going to help you, that we call towards language. It's because you're helping them maximize. You're helping them be better somehow. Unfortunately, people do tend to respond more to away language of keeping them away from pain. Like reminding them of all the stuff that could go wrong if they don't hire you. You don't want to rub it in their face, like to where it puts them off, like, oh, that's not going to happen to me. But can you can you point to instances where bad stuff happened because they weren't, you weren't hired, or because a company didn't hire someone like you? And that kind of helps the customer envision, like, maybe they don't really have a really deep concept of the potential pain they could be in without your services. And so, can you remind them of what can happen if they don't have your services? And don't you don't have to rub it in their face, but like, sometimes people do need to be reminded, because we're not waking up every day thinking about what could happen. I, as a digital marketing person, we sell website maintenance plans that help keep a company's website secure and up to date. uh, a lot of times companies are like, oh, well, I don't need that. I don't want to have a monthly fee. I don't want to, that's not something I should have to worry about. But unfortunately, there are bad actors out there who are, either bots or just, this is their full-time job, is to find vulnerable websites and hack into them. And when the downtime happens, if it happens, it can be a lot more expensive to have to repair your website than be able to just roll it back to a backup or fix the problem, um, you know, without having to make a big expenditure all in one place to get it done. So reminding customers of the pain points that can happen, and you can put this type of messaging into your webinars, blog posts, uh, emails. If you have an email list, you can put, social media posts reminding people across your social media channels, LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram, wherever you are putting up social media content, reminding people of what the potential risks are of not protecting their business. And so just think about what you can do to remind them of the potential pain points they could experience without your services, and also the positive things that they can experience and the results they can experience in having your services, and also the trust factor, the reasons to believe that they're going to get the results that you say they're going to get. All right, so let's talk about implementing your plan. So it's important to have a plan, first of all, and then, we want to implement the plan. So we want to set clear objectives. So what exactly is it we're trying to achieve? Do we have messaging around that? Set yourself clear objectives. Uh, are you going to do LinkedIn for B2B? Are you going to be on Facebook? Do you have a Facebook page? Does that need to be set up? How many times a week are you going to post? Do you have different categories of topics you want to post about? So, for example, maybe on Thursdays, you want to post an engaging question. Actually ask your audience, hey, what do you think about this? Have you ever done this before? What is your opinion? Because at the end of the day, we're trying to spark conversation. We want people to engage with us on social media, and we want them to give their opinion, start a discussion. So maybe you've got those engaging questions on Thursdays. Maybe on Fridays, you talk about client testimonials. Maybe on Tuesdays, you talk about amazing results that can be achieved, or you talk about pain points that can be experienced, or maybe you have another topic that you want to create content around. So make a plan, decide what you're going to post about, and then use marketing automation to help you keep it consistent. So if you can create your content for the month or for several months, and put it into an automating, a social media automation tool that can just post regularly on your behalf to all of your social media channels, so that you don't have to be going in there trying to post, which, at the end of the day, the more attention we have to spend on it, the less likely it is to get done, because we are all busy people. We have stuff going on, and all of a sudden the phone rings and there's a crisis situation, and the things we planned didn't get done. So can you get that automated so that the content's going out? And then also, um, when you're using a tool like that, it's easy to go in and take a look at your analytics. What posts are doing the best? What time of day are people most responsive? And, you know, do people on LinkedIn prefer this type of post to that type of post, etc. So, taking a look at your analytics, tracking your results. Have you gained followers? How are your followers growing, and how quickly are they growing? And then also, with automation, we can also segment our audiences and personalize messages. So, say you're a pet store, and a pet store serves customers who have dogs, cats, and fish. So if I have a cat, I probably don't really care about them telling me all the stuff that they sell for dogs. And in fact, if they're telling me about all the stuff they sell for dogs, I'm probably going to unsubscribe from their email list, because I'm just going to say, hey, this is irrelevant to me. I don't care about dogs and I don't care about fish. I have a cat. So with marketing automation, we can segment our audience, dogs, cats, and fish, and only send cat information to cat people, and only send dog information to dog people, because the more tailored the message is to the customer, the more they're going to tune in, and the more they're going to listen, and the more they're going to care about following you. And, that gives us the opportunity to build that relationship. If they unfollow you or unsubscribe, you've lost the opportunity to market to that person. So, really take advantage of the ability to segment your audiences with personalized messages, so that you can increase engagement and also increase your conversion rates. Because, at the end of the day, if I'm a cat person and you're giving me dog information and hoping that I'm going to buy dog food, am I ever going to buy dog food? No, I will never buy dog food if I have a cat. So if you're putting messages out to your entire audience that only apply to one thing, and half your audience doesn't care about that one thing, maybe they want something else. So how can you be more responsive to them and create that personalized experience and tailor the services and what you're offering to that person? And so we touched on this a little bit, but we just want to make sure that we're being consistent and that we do have a plan, because when we're busy, it's easy for that, whatever intention that we had to go by the wayside. So, we're thinking, oh, we're going to get our social media posts done this week. And then client emergency comes up, or something happens, or you have to go pick up your kid from school, or whatever it is. And all of a sudden that thing you wanted to do doesn't get done. So, having a plan, first of all, and setting aside dedicated time to get your marketing done can really help. And especially now, we now have AI and automation that can help us get record amounts of content created in record time, and also automation that can help us get it scheduled and help us get it distributed to our audience. So that being said, AI is incredible, and we can now create amazing content, more content than it used to be reasonably possible to do, or between how much time and how much money it might have used to take to do things before, we can do those things now in a fraction of the time and a fraction of the cost. And so I think the challenge here is that it could be easy to just start cranking out content that isn't really relevant to our customers. And so what's going to be really, really important is that we focus on creating relevant content, creating content that improves people's lives, that is helpful to our audience, that is valuable, so that they want to come follow us, tune in to our social media, to our videos, to our website, to our emails. They want to follow us because we're helping them get the right answer. We're helping them get ahead, and we're helping them get that result. The content that you produce, it should be helping them solve problems a little tiny bit at a time, giving them a taste of what it is that you do best for people. Just like when you go to the supermarket and they offer you a little taste of cheese, and you take a little taste of cheese and you're like, oh, that's actually really good. And next thing, you buy the whole little box of cheese, and you bought some crackers, and you go buy a bottle of wine, and now all of a sudden you've made a much bigger purchase than we were planning on. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. It's happened to me. But it goes the same way for your customers, even when you have a technical service. You give them a little taste of what it is you do for them. You help them solve a little bit of the problem. You don't solve the entire problem, just a little bit. Show them how you help people. We have a concept in marketing called win gap. You give them a little win, but you leave them with a gap. You give them a little win, but it's not finished. There's something they still need. So you help them solve a little bit of the problem, but not the whole thing. And then that's what has them come back and say, hey, you really helped me with this little problem, whatever it was. I see how you could help me solve the bigger thing. And let's maybe set up a call, or what's the next step? So, really be consistent, make use of AI and automation, create yourself a plan, and then execute the plan with the help of AI and automation, because it's going to help you be consistent. And focus on the results, focus on building that trust and building that relationship with clients by giving them little quick wins all along the way. So I hope you've enjoyed being here with us today. If you would like to stay in touch, if you'd like to hop back in next time, drop the word show notes and we'll send you a recap. And please join us next time. We'll be live weekly here talking about marketing with AI and automation for IT, MSPs, and technology businesses. And so we'd love to have you tune in next time. We're going to be talking all about different types of marketing, how you can improve your marketing for your technology related business, and also how you can make better use of these amazing tools for marketing automation and AI that can help you get it all done faster, yet still be highly relevant and highly human to your ideal customers. So I look forward to seeing you next time. Please tell your friends if you've enjoyed this. Let them know that they can join us weekly here. And also let us know what you think. Tell us if you have any questions. I'll be, if you're watching this in the replay, I'll be back to check to see if anybody had a question, and I'll answer the questions. Would love to know what you think. And would also love to know if there are any particular topics you'd like me to talk about next time or in the future. So I look forward to having you back. I look forward to talking about AI, automation, and marketing, and how we can all serve our customers better. So we'll see you next time. Thanks, and see you then.